Hi, I'm Chris, and this is,
Ed,
and we want to welcome you to Guide to Be Wrong. Thank you again for being with us one more time. One more time.
thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Please, thank you so much for subscribing. Our numbers are going real high. I still gotta go to work. I'm hoping that soon I could quit. But please leave your comments. We're going to add a moment where we're going to answer some of your questions that you're leaving behind. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, please subscribe so we could keep making videos like this for you. Today's topic is it's a interesting one. We don't really touch too much about this because our show is more about what's happening around the world and sort of like technology news and everything, right? So today we're going to touch love. What is love, right? It's a little hard or something. No love here, not love here, not love. You know, but the topic is going to be about love, and what it is, what it means, how you express it, where you see it, when you don't see it, and things like that, right? What do you think love is?
I thought we said about the love of culture, love of the
Yes.
country, or you mean like men and women,
Well, we can touch a
puppy
little bit about
love?
everything, but mainly because what we do is talk about the world. I think we should like wrap it up around what love means around the world, right? Culture, traditions, your flag, your what it is to see your country in the Olympics, things like that, right? Is there love in the United States for this country at this moment? What do you think?
Let's start from men and women, right?
All right, let's start on the
So
nucleus, right? The
uh,
very
the
very
original one, I think, is mostly hoping that somebody else is better in a selfish way, right? Like you want somebody else to do well, or you want to improve somebody's life, or you want to, but that no, with no no benefit for you.
So we did speak a little bit about love in one of our episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was about marriage, where we kind of agreed that nowadays because of the situation, people are actually getting together because of love, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
no
Mm-hmm.
need like before that it was a need that men needed women, women needed men. Now it's more, even though it's creating a bigger problem. This nonsense about I don't need you and you don't need me, and the only people that really getting together are people that actually do have this feeling for each other,
Of course,
and that they could actually deal with each other in so many different levels, right?
we have become a very romantic society,
Yes, now at
right?
this moment we are because now at this moment during the year 2026, for you to be with somebody is because you want to be with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to anymore, right? It's proven now. Everybody, before it was the rules were simple, right? The man was the provider, females were the
And they need each
keepers.
other in a
Yeah,
materialistic way, let's call
yeah,
it.
yeah. Men in society, right? Men was the statue of a man was you have a family, you have kids, right? And you have a wife, and you go home, and food was ready, the house was clean, and in society that was one of the things, right? That it was
Mm-hmm.
a thing to do. Even not so far, politicians, the perfect image, right? You have to be married with kids and a freaking dog. That was like the picture perfect for a politician. That's also disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's also gone from our society. So love is something that now is more of yeah, I'm with you because I love you, right? Or I have,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't depend from you, but yeah, we could be together, right?
And because it's a new thing, society doesn't know how to manage it. But we're going to start having start putting rules, like society rules in all of these. Right now, we are when food became so cheap, a wave of people start getting overweight, and then society start like leveling up, and now you can see like it's totally anecdotic, but I would say that the society, our society, is going down on weight, right? Because that thing kind of people understand, like now there is all the food that we can have, so let's just eat what we need. I think in love is kind of like that. Like you see all these people, all the scars of society have bring all this wave of people desperate to try all these things. All of that, I think, is going to level up in maybe, I don't know how long, maybe 30 years, 50 years, when relationships become stable again. And right now, it's not like that, right? What you said.
Well, you know, we hate talking about love and money, but they somehow go hand in hand. They
Yes.
do need each other, because love is there when everything is happy, right? That Romeo and Juliet crap doesn't really fly anymore. The truth of the matter is, when you live in a situation that you can actually love somebody, but when only one person works and the rent is due and there's no food in the refrigerator, patience starts thinning down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Arguments that would never be are start happening. So what we do know is that even though even though love with the on the top tier of the pyramid is there, they don't have that problem, right? The middle class is the biggest one because poor people, very very poor people, um, a lot of them don't want to get married or don't want to do that because number one is to for men mainly for men in the society that we live in. It's an investment. You could feel love for somebody, but to actually go to the next step and be able to be with that person at the level where you make the commitment, you're investing, right? You're
Mm-hmm,
investing your
mm-hmm.
time first of all, and the time is the most to me time is uh, the biggest assets that you have. Time is everything. But then you also have to spend your own resources on
You mean
on
American poor?
yeah, we're talking
Because
about
immigrant poor, they do get married and have kids and all of that.
yeah, well, we're talking about the United States, but because they doing it for the need. See, that's a difference. You see, they're not Americanized yet, and they come here and they do it for the need. They still do it for the need. There's still a group of people that do it for the need, and I'm glad you brought that point because when we talk, we mainly talk about the United States because we're from the United States, right? But there's still a large amount of people that still do it for the need. You know, of course, only this happens in third world countries, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In third world countries, you still need the two incomes to be able to survive. In the United States, you don't need it that much. One income can still be able to make it, right? You can still barely make it, but you can still survive with one income, right? To be able to live an average life.
I think that's where this wave of single people are coming from. Because if one income is enough for you,
Yeah,
you just stay
exactly,
you just stay alone.
exactly.
Not that they shouldn't be
No,
like
of
that. I'm
course.
saying just that's how it's happening.
That's why that's like we said earlier, right? Money and love kind of go hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Because it's a part of your peace of mind that you want to maintain, right?
mm-hmm.
You want that stability, and you also want to have the same thing with the feeling, right? So yeah, you're right. People that like people that come in the country just now from a third world country do still get together, but they only do it because they need to. They don't do it because they want to. A lot of them do it because they need to. It's in the need,
Mm.
like just like here 100 years ago, you needed
Not that
to.
it's wrong.
No, of course
No,
not.
no,
No,
no.
no.
We're not judging.
We've been doing that since we were in the
Of course,
caves.
that's the tradition of
That's a
marriage.
traditional way of doing it. I mean, hey, listen, we've been doing it since humans were in cages, right? We
Mm-hmm.
found somebody, and basically the person said, "You stay in the cave, and I'll bring the food, and then that way when I come home, nobody will take over my cave."
And I think that will bring us to the next level. That is when the cavemen ask actually the other cavemen to get together and make a community so they will defend themselves.
Yeah,
I would say that is love to your country, to
yeah.
your community. What do you think about that part?
Well, that's interesting because the United States is going through this change, which I think is so horrible. I mean,
Oh.
it's to me honestly, it's one of the dumbest thing. Like, why don't feel pride on your country? I
Mm-hmm,
mean,
mm-hmm.
don't use the United States did this. Every country did it.
What you mean, like what?
Everything, everything,
Like
everything.
violence and all of these
Every
things.
country had a civil war. Every country had division. Every country went through different systems. Every country went from kings to freaking. I mean, right up to this moment, when we just talk about no kings in the United States, there's kings in Europe. There's kings in Asia. I mean, there's kings and dukes and all these damn people everywhere. And they talk about it.
I mean, the King of England came and have his
Yeah,
speech.
I mean,
I never heard him talking. He looks sounds very lovely.
yeah, no, he's yeah, he's okay. I mean,
I
I
mean, I
heard,
didn't really understand what he was talking
yeah.
because he was was not talking English. He was talking on some foreign language.
Well, he's talking the British crap that we don't care for. This
I
is
need
America.
I
You
need
got,
clap shot.
yeah, this is America.
I
You
need
speak
clap just
American
to
English.
understand
Don't
what he
come,
was saying.
pardon? Pardon? You don't come with that shit. You- in America, we say move.
Move, bitch.
Yeah. Cheers. um, so yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem that Europe and the United States are having, right? The new generation, um, for whatever reason. I don't think there's really a clear answer for that because they're still trying to figure out why the hate, right?
Mhm.
This
I would say America is the last country to suffer that because that actually has happened all over the world.
yes,
Like if you go to China, for example, right? And this is very weird, but China has thousands of years of culture, right? I mean, you can see there are temples that have 1, 2,000 years old temples, right?
yeah.
But the reality is that with the communist and the socialist
Then you fucking
system,
China.
no, what I'm saying that happens to them. They abolish everything and start again. South America pretty much have surrendered their own culture and embraced American culture. The Europeans were trying to stop that, but at the end, that's what happened. Europe is crazily Americanized. Crazily Americanized.
So usually, well, because I think we also spoke about that in one of our shows about the influence that society that some cultures have, like we
Hmm.
spoke about China, the United States,
Hmm.
Russia, which are like the three biggest powers, right, and the
Hmm.
influence that they have in the world. Um, when it comes to love
I'm saying
and culture,
the heat that we're seeing to basically an attack of the love to our own culture. You can, that is that I mean, like a few years ago, you would think that will never happen to America, but it's happening. That is so weird.
it's happening because you know, no matter what system, no matter what system you have. Again, we've been around for 300,000 years, at
Hmm.
least, right? At least
Hmm.
300,000 years. Civilization after civilization after civilization, right? Group after group after group. The human race, us, we've been traveling to this whole planet,
Hmm.
moving around, learning things, building things, right? Adapting to things, overcoming things. And that just didn't happen in the last 50 years. That happened for thousands and thousands and thousands of years,
Hmm.
right? It just happens that we have grown so fast in the last 50 years that there hasn't been a time like before where a generation was able to embrace and enjoy what was happening, so things are happening so quick that people are not, they're forgetting quickly, they're forgetting so quick what just took place, and they're assuming that because this is happening now, well, listen, I remember when I was 10 years ago we had this, so therefore, why is taking us so long to get to this point. I think it's a time frame. We we've been able we've been able, and when I say we, the whole world, because technically this is all around the world. Everywhere you go in the world, you can go to a very poor country, and there's going to be a spot in that country where when you land there, it's like you're in Europe or the United States.
Yes.
Okay, so everywhere in the world we have this, but the time frame that is happening is so quick that we think, well, how come 50, 100 years ago they were doing that? Without understanding that technology has reduced the life of expectancy of something in such a short time. Meaning, before, you had if it's when you use a cup, right? You have a cup, which it hasn't changed much, but from before. But I'm going to use an example. Now it has different colors, shapes, and all these things. But a cup was a cup, and it was the same cup for 50, 20 years, right? Nowadays, a cup is a cup, but you have so many choices, so many different designs, so many different things. They write on it, they paint on it, they do all these things so that they didn't happen before. So now you're thinking, oh, but if we're doing it now, why you didn't do it before? I think that's what's happening with this generation. That's why the hate and the stuff of pride and love is happening. That they don't realize that time is have moved so different only in the last 50 years, and even more in the last 10, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is moving so drastically that honestly nobody can keep up with. It's very difficult to keep up with anything nowadays, because the moment that you do something, and I tell you right now, I think the technology last time I checked was 9 months. So whatever is invented now, in 9 months somebody already made something better,
Mm-hmm.
faster, smaller, whatever, but it's better. That's the expectancy of technology. 9 months. That's insane.
Because it is, the whole world changes in 9 months.
In nine
In each
months.
9 months.
So people. So I think that's part of why we don't appreciate things, because they change so quick that we're not appreciating how we actually got here.
You think that will stop and we will enter an era of appreciation of American values and American culture and all of that?
No,
No, you think it's going to get
it's just
worse?
going to get worse.
Oh
It's just
wow!
going to get worse. It's just going to get worse because the last group of people that have pride, that actually um, felt love for the country and felt love for an appreciation for what we have, um, they're fading away. They die. The new generation don't even care, and we're passing laws and we're making a system to even further that, right? This I mean, right now they got states fighting over the flags. Some states don't want to even have the American flag in their
Wow!
in the core in their systems. I mean, it's really ridiculous what happened. And it only happens here. That's the messed up part. You go to any other world, any part of the world, anywhere, people will speak one language. They follow one flag. They follow only one. Here, it's insane. It's ridiculous what happens here. There's no identification for nothing. It's like you can do whatever you want and you're good to go. And I think that's sad because
You think it has to do something with the correction of cultures? What I mean is, like if you see 40 years ago, right? There was this crazy love for America all around the world, and that kind of stopped 20 years ago. So you have like 20 years that you go and see Canada, they were in love of America, and then the last 20 years, it has been an insane push against America. Like for example, CNN, right? If you go and see you go and see CNN in South America or CNN in Europe, they are insanely anti-American.
CNN is anti-American.
No, no,
Even CNN in America is
but
anti-American.
nothing go not like here. You would think that they are these American fanatics if you compare it with CNN on South America, for example. In
Yeah.
South America, America is the source of all evilness.
Well, that's because the United States. Look, I was having this conversation with somebody else a couple of weeks ago. Uh, the United States is the last. is the only country, or one of the last few countries, that officially they have not tried to be a left wing uh, in power, you know, party.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere in the world,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
from Asia to Africa to South America, basically the entire Central America, South America have tried this.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the history, at one time or another, they had established left wing government,
So you think
and it didn't work. It
it's
failed everywhere.
okay? So you think it's not really anti-America, but anti-capitalismo?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
It's because of course, socialism is a system, and I don't care who you are. It's not new. Socialism has been around forever. You know, it's been around forever. You know, and it has been tried just about everywhere in the world. It has been tried over and over again. I think that the biggest country, China, is not a communist or socialist country. It's not.
It is a socialist for some,
Yeah.
and it's a capitalist like some.
Yes.
But you could agree America the same.
America is the same thing.
You know,
No,
it's
no, no. But no,
socialist
no,
for some,
for some, yeah.
capitalist for
I
some.
mean, look at it. Listen, have more than like 60% of our budget is on social programs. So we are a socialist system. But what I'm saying is, on paper, we're not, and
Yes.
that's what they want. They want to go on record that this is a socialist nation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even though we are, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not on paper,
Mm-hmm.
and they want that. And I think that's what the push is, because and I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it because you know how they say, you know, you do it one time. You know what is it when you do it when you do it so many times and you get the same results, you know, and then you keep doing it over and over again, you keep getting said that you're just a stupid, you know, like why would you keep doing something when you know it's not going to work?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has been tried. So I think that's where some of the love goes away because in it sounds good. There's no 16-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, 22-year-old kid that don't want justice and equality, and we should not see no color, no language, no, we should all be the same. There's not one fucking kid in the world that is 20 years old that don't say that.
Because they have not bought like a Che Guevara T-shirt,
Yeah,
right?
I
A
don't care.
$60
I
Che
don't
Guevara
care.
T-shirt.
I don't care where you are in the world. You could be in what you call it, Saudi. You could be freaking in Mexico. You could be in Korea. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're a 20-year-old kid, man, this is not fair, man. This is not fair. You know, we should be all equal. There should be no rich people. We should yeah, this not. But of course, that's that group, right? And there's always some of them that think that they're going to make the change. Hey, why not? I mean, if you
But
come
I do
on,
see a wave of pro-America all around, not just America itself, but all around the world. Pro-Western, pro-freedom. You know, have you seen that or no?
no,
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 you don't think
no,
so.
no. I
You
think,
think it's just propaganda?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, well, the topic is love, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and one thing about
Okay,
love,
but so love of your own community.
yeah, well, community, country, flag. I mean, love. As long as you doesn't make you blind, because nobody's perfect, right? I mean, you can have love for something, but you do need to understand that that something is not perfect,
Of
and I
course.
think that's what the problem is. When people love too much something, that they don't recognize the things that are wrong with it, right?
Total is a huge difference, even though it does not sound like saying I love America. I personally love America.
Yeah, I love America
I
too.
think it's America
The United States is
not because of the land, of the mountains, and the rivers. None of that thing. It's nice, but there are other places that are as beautiful geographically as America. No, no, no. The Americans. The Americans are these amazing people. Like Americans are the most amazing people that you can ever meet.
okay. So I tell you, me, I love the United States. I I've been here since I was a kid. I was not born in this country. I came when I was a kid, but um, I've been lucky enough, very lucky. I said very lucky, very very blessed that I've been able to travel to many countries. Many countries I've been able to go around and see. And I tell you this, if they know how they tell you, don't tell people what to do. But if you can't travel, traveling is the best thing that you can ever do for your own knowledge. Seeing things on you by your listening, seeing, smelling, watch. I mean, it just gives you such a different perspective on so many things. And I tell you this, the United States is one of the few countries, if not the only country, that, believe it or not, I felt safe. You know, there's a lot of things that they, um, like for instance, right? They keep talking about race in this country. But I tell you this: when you go outside the United States, the stuff that happens, the racism that happens outside the United States is just unbelievable. I mean, if you think the United States is racist, oh my God, you need to go to other countries.
You will be blow your
Yeah,
mind out.
yeah. You will come back and you will kiss the land of the United States when you return. This country, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying that there's no racism in this country because there is. I have witnessed it myself. But to say that this country is racist, oh no, hell no, no, not at all. I mean, when you compare it to other countries, not. Um, and from that point, just imagine coming to a country and don't have to learn the language. Millions of people come here and don't even care about it, and you're fine. You cannot do that in any other country. It's impossible to do it. It's impossible because other countries don't want you if you don't learn their language. Try to go to Germany and don't speak German. Try to do it. Try to go to Japan and don't learn Japanese. It's impossible. The people will not take you, will not accept you. Okay.
As soon as you leave the tourist places.
Yeah, the moment that if you like live there, like go to a community and move in there, like you
not
do in
be
the
a
States.
couple of weeks there.
Yeah, no, yeah.
As soon as you leave any touristic area, anywhere, you can be in Italy and go to a grocery store.
Yeah.
And out of the touristic, it actually happened to me. And I went to get water. They treat me like shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Italy is a beautiful country.
It is a beautiful country, but yeah, once you get out of the tourist area, you're done. You're done. You are done. The other thing is about religion, right? That's the other biggest thing in the United States. Man, it's so beautiful to see so many churches and so many groups freely doing what the hell you want to do with religion. You try to do that in other countries, you get killed. These countries that you get killed for your religion, and nobody does anything. It's normal. That's insane. It's insane. It's insane that you have to go to another country and you have to pay. You have to pay for a police officer to come to aid you, if there's a police officer in the first place. I don't think really people appreciate this country because they have it, and that's the problem.
Of course, they never compared it.
Exactly, they have it.
I think it's a lot of that.
And the problem is they listen to all these people say, "Oh, there's free healthcare here." Man, don't. I mean, when you start comparing and looking at it and doing, I'm not telling anybody to do your own research about this stuff. Don't just listen to somebody. That's the worst thing you can do is listen to somebody and take that from. Um, but I don't want to get off too much of the topic because the topic is love, right? And we just to give a little summary, we have agreed that love in between two people um, is nowadays is real, right? Because there's no need to have somebody. If you're with somebody, it's because you want to be with somebody, right? In most cases, in the United States, is like that, right? Then there's the love for the country and the community where you live in, right? Which sadly in the United States is decreasing. Sadly in the United States,
I think we're going to have a wave of, like the pendulum is going to go back to love to America, because America is itself a great, great country. And even if it will not be, right, it is the country of your neighbors, your family, everything, your life.
no, I don't think so.
No, you don't think
No,
so.
the United States eventually will become a left side country. It's going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. Um, there's nothing we can do about it. It's going to happen because it's look. It happened to England. It's happening to France. It's just a matter of time. It's gonna. This country's gonna go to shit pretty soon. Not right now, but in about 10, 15 years, that's when you're going to see it. That's what I think.
But people always say those kind of
No,
things.
no, no. This is no. People have been saying the end of the world is coming since we can remember.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
this is happening now. This is real now. This is real. And of course, we don't want to talk about politics because that's not what we're here for. But just look around what's happening in your communities. Just look around the laws that they're passing. Just look around who you're electing. You know, I mean, for anybody to say that's not going to happen, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's happening already. It's happening right in front of you, and you're not realizing it. It's happening right in front of you. So for anybody to say no, it's not going to happen, man, you're still sleeping. You know, wake up. It already happened. You just don't realize it. It already happened. The only thing that's going to happen in about 10, 15 years is that's when you want to wake up. And you'll be like, oh shit, when did this happen? It happened a long time
Mm.
ago.
I don't agree. I think if you wake up in 20 years from now, right, America is going to be even better. It's going to be even greater. Not just America, the whole world. We're going to. You don't think so?
No, I don't agree with
Do
you.
you agree the last 20 years has been great for the world? Like poverty levels have dropped like crazy. The world have become so much secure. Um, Violence have decreased all around the planet, right? Yes or no? And that's going to keep happening. Like in the next 20 years, violence is going to go to the floor. Food is becoming more and more available everywhere.
Yeah, but you're not. That's not what that have nothing to do
What? No, what?
with the United States.
I think America is going to be because look, if tomorrow there is a war, right? That's how you can see how much a country loves itself. If tomorrow there is a war, like a war against like a big uh, country, like, something real, um, I think Americans will be running into to enlist themselves to defend their country.
No,
You don't think so? I am pretty sure they will.
no. I mean, the numbers for recruitment in the military decreased in such a large numbers that they were paying $50,000 to recruits just to sign in as a bonus. The
Hmm.
numbers just increased in the last year or 2 years after Trump took over. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The United States military is nowadays. I think it's more than 60% of the military is not human run. It's run by computers and drones and people far away. So yeah, that's not going to happen, man. I mean, that is the future. Don't get me wrong. That's where we're going, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The love that people are going to fight for this country. Nobody wants to fight for this country, man. No, I mean, they paying people to sign in. What the, people did it for free not long ago, and now you're paying people to sign in. You're paying people to stay in the military. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hmm. No, I think America will need Americans to step.
Man, I don't think you know what the heck's happening with the military, man. What love are you talking about?
Mhm.
What love are you talking about?
You don't think that will happen?
No, man.
Oh.
Even law enforcement is collapsing, man. You have to pay people. bonuses and extra money just for them to sign in. You have to lower the standards just for people to join in. Nobody wants to do any of those things because there's no recognition and they know that shit is going to help. Anyway, we're talking about love. I don't know before you come up with that shit. Um, the truth of the matter is we live in this beautiful country.
Hmm.
Uh, we're just going to change.
What would be like, not to put in this path, but what would be the three things that you love most of America?
Number one is that I get the opportunity. I, I I think in this country, when you really want to do something, you get the opportunity to try. You know, there are many countries you could try and do, but you don't even get that much. You know, in this country, you can have a good idea and make something out of it. In a lot of other countries, you can have a great idea and it doesn't go anywhere. That's the sad thing about it. You know, the other thing I love about this country is that here there's this thing that you can debate and you can actually question. Most of the world you cannot question anything. People don't even understand that part. I mean, sometimes I'm like when I talk to some people like, yeah, but in this country, man, in this country you get to question things. You actually have the right to go out in front of these politicians and question them. Most countries in the world, you cannot even talk to them. You cannot even ask a question to your politicians. You know, in the United States, you have the right to do that. You know, and of course, and the other thing that I love about this country is that um, it's free. It's free. There's nothing here that you cannot do. Everything is free. You know, free religion, free ideas, free education. And when I say free, is that you can do anything you want. You can explore anywhere you want. Which in many countries that's also there's there's a lot of things in many countries that you cannot even study or talk about. You know, so we have those three things that we take for granted. We take for granted, like nobody even talks or thinks about it because they're there. They're there. They're there. So you don't have to worry about it. You can do whatever you want. It's there. Nobody touches you. You do something. A few years ago, this happened to me. Okay, this happened to me. Okay, this happened to me. I'm walking around. Okay, and I even tell you the fucking country. I mean, I shouldn't say fucking country, but it happened in Peru, my own country. I went there to visit, and I was walking by myself. I was in a tourist area. I was in a tourist area, and I was walking, and suddenly the police officers they just didn't come to me. There were other people, so they were stopping everybody, asking for identification, and then they stopped me, and I said, "I didn't do anything wrong. Tell me what did I do?" So I'm just walking. Yeah, show me your ID, or we're gonna arrest you. And I was like, I don't have to show you my ID. If you don't tell me what did I do, what? And then you know what the guy said? Uh, are you from here? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm a tourist. Well, this is not the United States of America. We don't have to tell you or nothing. If we want to, we could arrest you right now.
And
That is,
they actually could.
they actually could. That is actually the law over there.
Hmm.
The police could just stop you, take you. They don't have to have a reason to do it. Not a damn reason to do it. They don't even have. You cannot even call for a supervisor. You know, like here, I want to talk to your supervisor. And
And I'm suing.
I'm showing you. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's what happens in most of the world. Most of the world, that's the system that they live in. So when that's why I love the United States. I love the United States. I say I'm not afraid of fucking. I'm proud of living in the United States. I'm being blessed and lucky, and I appreciate the United States of America. I fucking love it here. You know, there's not a damn place that I wouldn't rather be. I don't care. I don't care how the freaking sky looks over there or how green the grass is. I don't care. The United States, to me, is the greatest country in the world, in the freaking world, you know? Because I've been lucky enough to travel what happens outside the United States, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know? Anyway, so what do you think about this love thing with the United States?
Yes, I will say that I also love America. It's especially the Americans that I have met. The ones that are close or not close. All of them,
You
in
see,
general, were amazing
you see,
people.
you
Are
see,
amazing
you see.
people.
Let me tell you something. You see, that's the difference between you and me.
Hmm.
There's amazing, beautiful people everywhere you go in the world. I met some of the nicest, beautiful people in the Caribbean, in South America, in Asia. Oh my God, the nicest people. But it's not the people. Is the laws and the culture and the traditions of the place that makes the place.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's what the United States is so great. Of course, the people in the United States are fabulous, but we have everything here that some countries don't. Most countries don't. They're missing one or two of the things that I mentioned. But the entire package, like the United States, is just here. It's
yes,
just
yes.
here. They don't find it
Like
nowhere
you
else.
can start with the Constitution.
Oh
And I
yes.
know that is a cliche, right? But the American Constitution is unique, and I'm not talking about in a romantic way or anything like that. No, no, in a practical way. No other country have a constitution. I know that that sounds crazy, right? Because you can go and see French Constitution, Peru Constitution, or Japan Constitution, right? But all those constitutions are actually like a founding documents.
Yeah.
No other country has the constitution that American has, because our constitution pretty much limits and is a law limiting the government.
Yeah.
That is unique.
But
Like there is no any other
but
country
let me
that
just
you have.
let
Just a
me
sec.
yeah.
There is no other country in the world that has a law that says these laws are for the government. It doesn't exist. No place in the world has something like that.
And you're right. The United States Constitution is probably the most perfect, almost perfect because it's not perfect, but it's almost perfect literature for people's rights. But I'll tell you this: why it's so great?
Because I'm telling you, it actually is a law to the government. Other
No, but
constitutions,
why it's so great?
I'm just saying.
No, the reason why it's so great is because the founders were able to look at what was happening in Europe and avoided all the problems that happened with Europe with the kings and all these and all the properties and the land and all the wars that they were doing. That's what. So yeah, and I'm not taking away from it, but because that was great. But they were able to see. Look what they're doing over there. We have to make sure that what we put in writing avoids all those problems. You know, because all those countries do have a constitution, do have that, but in that time they still had kings, they still have duchess, and they still
But
had
I mean,
royalty.
as I said, the constitution is no more than a founding document in those countries.
Yes,
There is no country in the world that says the government should know is not allowed to make a law against freedom of speech, for example.
of
It
course,
does not exist.
but
It's
but
weird, but does
but
not exist.
but at the same time, and of course, not to take away, but the United States is probably one of the youngest countries history in the world.
Hmm.
So they were able, when they wrote this document, they were able to see all the mistakes that all these other countries had
Hmm.
and find a document to fix it to make sure that that didn't happen here.
Hmm.
Because when you look up the Europeans, Asian, the Arabs, Africa, they have thousands and thousands of years ahead of the United States. So the United States is basically a baby compared to these other countries. So yeah, our constitution is great, but it's also great because when they wrote it, they were smart enough to say, let's make sure that we don't make the same mistakes that they did. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's a great. It's a very inspirational document. It's real great. I actually have it. I have the Constitution in a frame because
Hmm.
it's really. I mean, people could say anything you want about it. I mean, when the time that was written, of course, now 250 years, you could even write a better document. Of course, you can, because we
I
learn
mean, it
as
has a
we
lot of
move.
amendments.
Of course, it has a lot of amendments, But when you think about it, this is something that was written so long ago and it still basically applies right now. That's
Mm-hmm.
how good of a document it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it has
Mm-hmm.
amendments, like you said. They will make changes, they might have make changes, adjustments, and things like that. Because it's a document that never said this is it.
And
No,
probably they will keep making amendments.
of course, yeah,
You know,
because society is going to change technology.
I mean, society is changing like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. There's a
So
lot of things that
probably they
changes.
will add some, like they will perfect it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, one the reason why the United States is still such a strong and powerful country is because they're able to adapt and overcome. Countries that don't adapt and don't change quick to what's happening collapse. If that happens with companies. If a company doesn't keep up with what's happening, doesn't adapt what's happening, doesn't make changes, they collapse. The same thing goes with a nation or a country, right? A group of people. If you're not doing these things right away, you're not correcting them, you're not fixing them, you're not adjusting to what's happening to you, to your era, to your government, then you will collapse. That's why nowadays, like one of the problems that all governments have is making laws with technology. Because technology keeps changing so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pass a law and then next thing you know, they have something else and something else and something else. It's difficult to keep up with laws and technology, right? I mean, it's almost impossible to keep up with this stuff.
What I heard is this idea. I'm not saying even is that's what is happening, but that like in the last 60 years or 80 years, everybody has pretty much left the countryside and moved to the cities, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, it's happening now.
It's right. It's happening. So the countryside is pretty much being left empty. And have you heard that old verb that says you love what you don't have and you hate what you have? Like what is abundant, you just ended up hating,
Yeah, I mean, when you
right?
got too much of it, then you start
So
acting like, what do I need this for?
so that's what they say, that people from the countryside, they love people because there are not that many around, and they hate animals because they are surrounded by them. And in the city, people love animals because they don't really have that many, and they hate people because they have too many of them.
So that's the excuse I'm going to use
So
for the next seven people I hate.
so
That's you guys, how many of you guys?
but that's what they say, that's what's happening in America. That actually, because we have become a city country, right?
Yeah.
Even, I mean, you see, not just come the city, but the metropolitan areas. We have pretty much become a city country, and the only thing that is actually happening is that because of that, there is this. Because people are very aggravated by other people. They really dislike other people. Have you noticed that or no?
I don't know, but what the hell does that have to do with love?
That part of that love is being diminished because of that. You think that's actually happening or no?
I
Or
think,
it's just
well,
propaganda?
I think they created business for everything, and I do see the frustration. I mean, humans, us, we don't like to be in cages. We don't like to be. We want a space. Little by little, that space is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. So that do happen. You know that is going to have a toll on people. Look, you like talking about Japan, Tokyo. Tokyo is like a insane place. I mean, you can have a conversation in Tokyo. I mean, they could hear no matter where you are. Everybody could hear your
But that is pretty
conversation.
much because people are desperate to be with other people. So in the more crowded it is, the smaller space you're going to get,
Yeah,
right?
but then it
But you
create,
can always
but then
go.
it creates a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if you don't really like people, you can always go farther and farther and further and get a bigger and bigger and bigger place. I mean, there are huge houses in Italy
So so
with
so
so much land for a hundred
so
thousand,
so so one yeah, but so one
but
of
you
the
ended up with nobody around.
yeah, but one of the problems with that is people have to go where jobs are,
Hmm.
and as long as you're working, you have to be there.
You
You
think it's
know.
about jobs?
Oh
No, it's
yeah.
not like they want to be
No
around
no no
people.
no no. It's you have to go look. Who wants to be with the rats and and the garbage in New York City? New York City is a beautiful city. I mean, we have theaters, we have shows, we have restaurants, we got everything. But we also got rats.
A lot
A
of
lot of them.
them.
It's garbage everywhere here. And we got rude people.
Not that you have all these people working on pretty much online, right? Uh, that's going to test this theory. That is, if it's about jobs, that's what people want to live in these small areas.
Yeah, but look, even when the COVID thing happened, people didn't move out of the cities. They still stay in their apartments.
Some did, but mostly
No, no,
didn't.
no. The numbers didn't change. Yeah, I mean, you saw what, two people? Come on. Most people stay in the city. Most people stay where they are. They didn't go anywhere. They still. I know people that still work from their home since COVID. But they didn't move out. I mean, they could. All you gotta do, because as long as you got internet, you can still do your job. But they didn't move out. They
So,
didn't.
so that means that they want to be next to other people then.
Because man, this one thing that you get out of places like the city, and this is any city, not using the city, because you can go to Rome, Paris, you can do it, you can go to any city. It's a convenience. It's a convenience that everything is around you. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. Somebody can clean for you. Somebody can cook for you. You know, you don't have to depend on television. You can just go out, go to the movies, go to a theater, go to a concert. Every day there's something happening. You can just go out, look at the lights, hear the noises. There's something happening. And people want that. People pay for that because that's their escape. That's their escape. If you live in the countryside, and even I don't care how much farming you like, um, once 5 o'clock comes and then you go to your house, that's it. It's dead. I live in towns, man. I live in North Carolina. I live in Virginia. I live in places that after six
But
o'clock,
done.
man, it was done.
Even the groceries they
Man,
cost.
you could. I mean, I remember. Man, oh my God, you had to drive for 45 minutes just to get something that you might miss from the store. 45-minute drive. You know how long that is, man. When it's a difference, there's a difference of 45-minute city drive because most of it is stop lights, traffic, you know. But 45 minutes on a long road, oh man, that's painful. You just drive, it's nothing. You just drive. So that's a big difference. But yeah, love is keeping us together. John Lennon, right? Love is all you need. The Beatles, love is all you need. And I think love is a big part of us. Love is what makes us different. Love is the care. Love is what makes you appreciate. Love is what makes you a better person. Love is all these things. But most important, love is what makes you special. There's nobody. I don't care who you are that don't love something or somebody. I mean, you don't have to love a person. Some people love coffee. They love coffee more than people.
Also, I would say that there is a huge people mix very very easy love with hate, right? And like they are like almost the same for a lot of people.
Well,
You've seen that, right? There is like I hate this person because I love this other person. No, no, you just hate.
yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I love everybody.
But you've seen it, right?
I've seen it. I've
They,
seen
they,
it.
they justify their hate with love.
Yes,
No, no, you're just a hater.
you're just a hater. But again, I just want to mention the last thing that before we move on. Um, if you don't love somebody, try to understand why. I mean, nobody has to love everything in their life. For sure, I don't love everything in my life. There's things that I can improve. But to say something, oh, I hate, that's a very strong word because there might be aspects of things that you don't like, but hate is a very strong word. Maybe you dislike or you don't agree with something. But to say that you hate, that's a very thing. Love is more of I think that when you say love is more of opening, is more of appreciation. Love is so many things that
It's
is
difficult
is is
to
is,
to,
is
to narrow it.
but it's on the positive note, right?
Yeah.
You can say, can you love to hate something? Yeah, because some things you love so much that you start hating it. The thing about love in anything, this could be your religion, could be your culture, your traditions, your flag, whatever it is. You can never love something blind, never, because that closes you to things that you don't realize that they're there. Because there's nothing that is perfect, nothing. There's nothing in this world that is perfect. So you can love something and appreciate that thing, but don't believe that that is perfect because it's not.
Because then
You
you're
know.
getting in serious trouble.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
going to just love what is perfect.
yeah, yeah,
Nobody's going to love you first at all.
yeah. No, yeah, no, yeah. Because it becomes a serious problem for a lot of people. Because that's when you become blind. That's when you don't want to hear things. That's when somebody else tells you something about it. You get angry about it. You know, because you're not really understanding that the other person is seeing something that you're not. You know. So yeah, so love is part of us. Every day we look at it, we feel it, we understand it. Um, in the United States, there's a lot of love for the United States. I think is slowing down for whatever, so many reasons why. Um, I think the new generation, because they have it, because they have it, they don't appreciate it. Anytime you have something, you don't appreciate it. It's a big difference, you know. And you could do this with your kids. If there's milk always in the refrigerator, they don't know where the milk comes from. But if you tell your teenager kid, hey, you have to pay for the milk, you know, I could tell you this. When that kid sees you pouring all that milk in your bowl of cereal, hey, what are you doing? You know, I gotta pay for that. That's when they actually appreciate things. And sometimes you have to take it away from them to appreciate things. And the same thing, I think, it happens with this great nation. And
Oh,
that's what,
don't take it away. Just make them work for it.
take it away. And that's what I think the United States have to change because for people to appreciate it back again, they need to see what they're missing. You know, they need to see what they're missing. It shouldn't be like that. People should appreciate what they have. But sadly, we live in a society and we live in a group of people that don't care for what they have because what they have, they want more. They don't even know how it got there. They just say, "I want more of it." Without even working for it or understanding how they got there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, hey, I'm Chris,
Annette.
and listen, love, love, love.
And how you show our love?
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Show some little love for us, right?
Some
Show
love.
some love for us. Subscribe. And again, you know, the Beatles say it. I think the Beatles were like, well, I'm a big Beatles fan, but the Beatles say it the best way. All you need is love, right? All you need is love. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.